Yes. Okay. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I, on behalf of IFM and Dr. Atish, would like to welcome to you all to this info session. And we have a very interesting proposition today, which is about the IFM Business School's global career pathway. And it's about being a global leader. And we would like to introduce to you a new program proposition. So, welcome again to this info session. One second. So, okay. So before I go to the name of the program, which is the IFIM's Postgraduate Business Diploma in Management in International Business, which is a truly what you call, your first truly global management program, which will give you opportunities to seek careers in the global arena. So this is the program. But before we go into the details of the program, I would like the two of us to first introduce ourselves. So, if Dr. Atish can hear me, I would leave this introduction to him and then I will come back to my introduction. So Dr. Atish, can you hear me? If you can hear me, why don't you just introduce yourself first, sir?
So you can see me also. Thank you so much, Rakesh, for introducing me. Okay. So let me tell you that both of us will be taking you through this presentation, but I will have to leave midway somewhere around 3 o'clock. Okay. And then Rakesh will take it forward. I presently am the director of IFM. I joined in 2018. Prior to joining IFM Business School, I was director at IMT Ghaziabad, and I, started my career as an entrepreneur. I exited after around 8 years. I was in the initial stages of IBS, the ICFI Business School, where I had a long stint, 8+ years. Then I joined SPJMR Mumbai, where also I had a long stint, 8+ years. I had various positions there. I was the area chair, I was the program chair, and finally I was the deputy director before joining MICA as the dean. So I was the dean of MICA at Ahmedabad. So the stint at SPJMR was very fulfilling. Then MICA, then IMT Ghaziabad, where Rakesh was my colleague, and then coming into IFM Business School. And the program that we are talking about today, the program where we are, it's a pathway program essentially for those who are really looking at global careers going forward. And Rakesh was my colleague at IMT Ghaziabad. He's a very senior industry professional. And when I came to IFM Business School, Rakesh also joined as dean. So it's a privilege to have Rakesh with us. Over to you, Rakesh.
Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Atish, for introducing yourself. Before we start this program, let me also briefly take you through my, journey in the industry as well as the academia. So I'm an alumna of BITS Pilani. I passed out from BITS Pilani, and I did my MBA from University of Bombay. In my working life, I started my career with Hindustan Levers as a management trainee, and I gained experience in consumer product sales as well as regional and area operations. I worked in companies like TTK Industries, again in the consumer product sector. At Raymond, I was the national sales head for Park Avenue brand, and I was also handling the operations, Park Avenue operations for the Raymond shops. And for the last 14 years, before I joined, academics, I was the vice president retail at Vodafone, where I had taken both national as well as regional assignments to handle the retail store operations nationally as well as the northern region. My academic career started with IMT Ghaziabad, where, as Dr. Atish just spoke to you, where I was the visiting faculty, and then and then later on I got very excited about this proposition and I joined IMT Ghaziabad as the associate professor, and now I am at IFIM Business School based out of Bangalore, and I am the dean of the IFIM Business School. So when both Atish and I introduce to you, we bring in very rich experience both in terms of industry as well as the academics. And Dr. Atish, in addition to that, also brings in a huge and very enriching experience from the entrepreneur side. So when we address you, we could actually, look at all the three angles, which is the industry, academics, programs, and the practical aspects of it. Okay, so after we've introduced ourselves, let me go to, the slides and give you a brief background about the IFIM's, institution and the journey so far. The IFIM Business School, started in 1995 from a rented accommodation which was located in Banchankari campus. And you can see some of the pictures starting from 1995 to 2015. Last year, we celebrated our 25 years. So we are a 25-year young, institute with rich experience in management education. 2003 was the time when IFIM Business School moved to Electronic City, and the picture which is on the extreme right is 2015, where we operate from our current, campus, and we share wall with Infosys. It's a very strategically located campus where we are in the hub of Electronic City, where we have, likes of Infosys, Wipro as our neighbors, which gives added advantage to us to leverage, the relationships and ensure that we are, constant touch with the industry leaders there. 2007 was a watershed moment for us when we got accredited, so it's a National Board of Accreditation. We got our first accreditation in 2007. And in 2009, the institution group, which is our group, started expanding, and we started a college under the Bangalore University. 2012, we launched the PGDM executive program. 2014, again, the journey of accreditation continued, where we got SACS accreditation, which is the South Asian Quality Systems accreditation, which is also one of the most coveted accreditations for business school. And in the same year, we become members of AACSB, which I will tell you later, and the EFMD, accreditation bodies. 2015, again, the school established further, where IFM Law College was introduced. And then came the moment when we had a proud moment where IFIM got associated with AACSB and earned its AACSB accreditation. And then at that point in time, IFIM was one of the only 6 schools in India to have this accreditation. It's a very prestigious accreditation, and I would just request Dr. Atish for a moment to, because he explains this accreditation in a beautiful manner. I would just request 2 minutes time from Dr. Atish to just explain to us what is this accreditation about.
So thank you, Rakesh. The AACSB accreditation essentially is the gold standard of accreditation globally. And it's a process through which the institute is, assessed as to what is the mission alignment, the learning outcome in terms of the student learning outcomes, and more importantly, the curriculum and the kind of faculty who are, involved in the teaching learning process, and finally the degree of industry integration and placement outcomes. There are only very few institutions which got accredited in India, and IFIM Business School became the 6th one. Prior to that, there was, ISB, IIM Calcutta, TAPME, and there was IMT Ghaziabad and XLRI. The other institutions apart from IFIM which are accredited are IIM Lucknow, Indore, Udaipur. So 4 IIMs total, Calcutta, Indore, Udaipur and Lucknow. 2 other IIMs are equis accredited, which is Bangalore and Ahmedabad. And there are, if you look at the other institution which is part of this elite group is Narsimanji and SPJMR. Okay. So this is not that, not something which is easily achievable. And it's a journey which is almost 5 years journey. Just to give you an example, because I've been involved not just at IFM Business School, 2 other accredited institutions, at IMT Ghaziabad, where I headed the institution at the time of the peer review happening. So the peer review process is nothing but 3 deans, the head of institutions from 3 institutions come and assess the institution. Now, normally they are from 3 continents. For example, at IMT Ghaziabad, one was from New Zealand, one was from France, and one was from US. So it's a very rigorous process, and it's a very I would say a process where it assesses the students, the faculty, the alumni, the industry. Based on that, the accreditation is given. And the fact that IFM Business School became the 6th institution is a matter of great pride, because of the simple fact that if we look at the pecking order, not many people would have given IFM Business School that, okay, this can be as good as a AACSB accredited institution. Now, what it does essentially, it allows 2 things. One is that globally people acknowledge an institution based on accreditation and not based on ranking. So it allows us to forge partnership with global institutions by way of credit transfer. To the degree that the graduates also get valid internationally. And 3, it attracts good faculty from across the institution, across globe. And the fact that our credit started getting accepted is the reason why we could forge our partnerships. For example, in our for our super specialization, where we have got partnership with ESCP London for fintech, with Darden, Virginia, University of Virginia, which is among the top 10 schools globally, to have a tie-up for our MarTech program, for the marketing specialization students, and with Macoms at TechSat at Austin, where we have got a partnership for blockchain and big data, and our 2-year PGDM students actually go to these 3 institutions for their super specialization, which Rakesh is going to talk about. And for those who are looking for global careers, that is where we tied up with these 2 institutions, namely UOW in London and UOW, the University of Wollongong in Sydney, and State University of New York in Albany, okay, which Rakesh is going to talk about. But the AACSB essentially is the starting point based on which this partnership could be done. And as you can see in this slide, that globally only 5% of the institutions are accredited by AACSB. Even if you take at the India, there are around 3,000 odd institutions. And if you take even the top 50, right now today there are only 12 institutions accredited by AACSB, and which means that it is a very elite group. And the advantage is that global partnership and ability to attract global faculty and recognition of our efforts in terms of our curriculum, our faculty, and also the degree of industry integration. I think that's the key point which AACSB, AACSB provides to a participant. So if you go to US or any part of the world, Australia, Europe, anywhere, your degree is recognized and degree is accepted by any of the institutions or any of the companies in any of these global locations. I think that is the biggest advantage. Yes, Rakesh, I think I explained AACSB to the extent feasible.
Thank you so much, Dr. Atish. I think this also brings us to the fact that because we are AACSB accredited, it becomes easier for our students to, get the credits transferred there or receive their credits, which actually enhances the entire program proposition. So let me just now get into the details about your pathways. Like I said, this program actually, takes you to the global pathways, and I would explain the proposition to the global pathways. So through our program, which is the Postgraduate Diploma in Management, International Business. If you look at the screen now, you have, clearly 2 propositions with you. So this program opens your opportunity to either, study in the US or study in Australia. And first, I'll come to both, the universities that are, the university which is the Sunny University in US and University of Wollongong in Australia a bit later. But let me just tell you what is the course about. So if you choose a pathway to go to the US, the course is, MS in digital forensic and cybersecurity. And if you Google it, also if you try to find out, this is the most contemporary kind of what you call program today. So the degree would be MS in digital forensic and cybersecurity. The other proposition is the University of Wollongong, which is situated in Sydney, Australia, and we have two MS propositions there. The MS in International Business and MS in Business Analytics. So first of all, let me tell you that you have, if you are enrolled in PGDM IB program, it's a 2-degree program. So the students are going to earn 2 degrees. One will be the postgraduate diploma in IB and MS. Yes, so I have a question on screen. It says, is it PGDM plus MS? Yes, it is PGDM plus MS, and therefore it is 2 degrees. And there's a question which says Australia or US, which is the better proposition. So my request is just hear out the proposition, and probably, we will answer some of those questions later in terms of students' visa also. So let me first go to the propositions, and I will take those questions independently later. So like I said, USA is digital forensic, cybersecurity. It has got 3 streams. So if you go through this, MS program, it will have 3 tracks. The first track would be digital forensic, which is got to do with a lot of data collection and the expertise in digital devices. The second one would be, the second track of this program would be cybersecurity, which means basically it talks about protection of your organizations and identify intrusions, which are becoming an extremely important kind of stream today in today's world. You have cyber operations, which is again going back and protecting your data and making sure that you are in a secure data environment. So this is the proposition for sunny USA. University of Wollongong, which is based out of Sydney in Australia, is extending 2 MS options. One is the international business, MS International Business, which is contemporary, which takes you through various business environments across the globe. The second one is again business analytics, which again is a very contemporary one. So I've already answered PGDM, MS, and this thing. I will come back to the specializations and visa questions a bit later. Okay, so I mean, this is University, SUNY, which is the State University of New York, US. The biggest advantage is that they were not talking about any private institutes. We are talking about state universities, both in case of Australia and in case of US. So if I was to just take the first career path, which is the digital forensic and cybersecurity, one would be studying in US, which is the State University of New York, and this is the first school which has got AACSB accredited. So you have School of Business, which is the first AACSB accredited school, and Dr. Atish has clearly explained what happens when you study between the 2 AACSB accredited schools. The curriculum, which I said is the degree itself, the MS itself is a very contemporary, but in terms of curriculum, this has been recognized by the NASA there, and therefore SUNY works very closely with NASA in digital forensic area. So you have what you call something which is very important today in terms of the kind of course that you would be studying. Okay, somebody had asked me a question on visa. So here is the answer. It's a STEM program, which talks about that this program is categorized under science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So after you work and after you get a degree from State University of New York in digital careers and digital forensic, you are actually eligible for a 3-year optional practical training in USA, which means that you can work in the US for 3 years after completion of this program. And not only work, if you look at it, there is a clear study from GMAC which says that by 2026, there'll be 28% increase expectation jobs which are expected in this area. Yeah. So therefore, in terms of training, in terms of course, in terms of getting your work visa, this is the advantage of studying at Sunny with the PGDM IB proposition. In terms of careers, one can look for careers in banks, in fintech, in consultancy firms, and in terms of learning, there is a whole lot of curriculum which we can share with you. You would be basically learning how to protect the data from various quarters and the information systems, protecting cyber crimes, guarding your organizations against those crimes is something which is of very contemporary in nature, which you will be studying there. Okay, something which is of great interest to the aspirants today, when you talk about MBA program, we found that the median salaries for the people who've graduated from this program currently stand at 80,000 pounds, 80,000 US dollars. And also, if you club this advantage with 28% increased job expected, in information security by 2026, this becomes an extremely important and very valuable propositions for the students. So this is about the, this thing, what you call a digital forensic program that I spoke. Now let me go through the global careers in business analytics. So you all know today that business analytics is one of the most sought after and also a very contemporary, kind of program. So we've collaborated with University of Wollongong, school which is situated in Sydney, with for these two curriculums, which is international business and business analytics. Some of you would like to, go on to the net and find out about the UOW, but let me tell you that this is ranked amongst the top best 20 modern universities in the world today, and it is actually known for its 5-star student learning experience, which brings me to the fact that not only the curriculum is, contemporary and international, but it is also, one of those top universities where you get extremely fantastic, good learning experience. Now, let me just, go back from my experience myself. I have personally been to Australia many times, and I'm sure some of you would have also visited that. It's a learning experience, the kind of cultural immersion, the kind of cultural, experience that one gets in these kind of countries. It actually opens the horizon for the participant and broadens the entire spectrum in terms of the, the whole, what you call, ability to learn and execute. Not only in terms of what you are studying there, but in terms of your overall personality, whether it is your MS in Sunny or business analytics or international business at UOW.
I can only say that to the all those who are here, that regarding Australia, I think Rakesh has got fantastic experience because he has visited multiple times. His daughter is settled there. So you can talk a little bit about Sydney because you know the place so very well.
Yeah, so I think UOW is about 40 odd miles away from Sydney, and Sydney is one of the best places to be in because it's a melting pot of all cultures there. And in terms of leading cities, there are various advantages. So let me just link some of the advantages. One, from the students' learning point of view, because it is a central hub for the industry in terms of the Industry Connect programs that UOW runs with the businesses situated in industry, which gives advantage to the students for going through the industry immersion. The second thing, which is a personal experience, is the kind of environment that one goes through there. So one was the learning environment, the other is a personal environment when you study there or when you live there. So whatever job that you take, it's like completely inclusive society. You have complete dignity of labor. I mean, it's a very well organized city. It's beautiful to be there. And not only in terms of the exposure that you get, but in terms of sampling and experiencing the city itself, will actually create, experiences for you in life, and also what you call, in terms of your, like I said, broadening your horizon and understanding the cultures and business properly. So I think personally, like Dr. Atish said, I have been to that city about 4 or 5 times, and I have, each time I have learned something new there. There's a question which is coming up, which is UOW is better or University of Melbourne. But if you look at the ranking, University of Melbourne comes, above UOW. But then that depends on which program that you go through. UOW in business analytics and what you call the international business would probably rate above University of Melbourne, but it has to be seen as program wise. So I would suggest that do your research in terms of which program is offered by that, and not only one criteria to simply say which university is better. Let me come back to the program. Uh, so you have data scientist, business analytics kind of training that one gets for business analytics, and again a GMAT survey report that you can see on the left hand side bottom of my screen. It says 71% of the employers plan to hire business school graduates from data analytics. So both this, whether it is business analytics or whether it is your Sunny cybersecurity and digital forensic, both are extremely important and contemporary courses. If we come to the Master of International Business, it's been successfully launched by us. We got 5 of our current students also under the Students Exchange Program or dual degree program would be going there. But it talks about international trade, it talks about global leadership, and it actually gives you the true experience of international business. Sydney itself is a hub of international business in that part of the country, in that part of the continent. So it is actually giving you, being there and experiencing yourself instead of just, studying in India, some of the courses which are related to international business. But the proposition is very different and very unique, where you actually go there and experience not only the culture, but the environment of international business. So these are the two propositions which the UOW, which is the second option that I spoke about. Let me again remind you, it's a dual degree program. So you get PGDM IB from IFIM, and you also get one of the choice, one of the 3 choices that we have, 2 from UOW and 1 from Sunny. Okay, let me just go further. It says, if you look at the program structure, how it is spanned for you is you complete 1 year at IFIM, which is in Bangalore, and get all your core courses and practice courses here at IFIM. So I would take you through the program architecture here, but this is just the summary that first year at IFIM with core courses and practice courses. And in the second year, you move to the Sydney Business School or University of, you go to UOW or Sunny, which is the part 2 of the program. So at the end of it, even the industry immersion program, like you have the industry experience while you are studying, which is something which we call as industry immersion program, is to be done at the partner university abroad. Okay, so engineering is not necessary for business analytics. Some of the questions that has been asked, I'll just straight away answer. So it's not essential. Let me go to the next slide here, and it talks about what we're going to study at IFIM Business School. I think this is something that you must, pay attention to, because our curriculum is a unique curriculum. It has been designed keeping in mind the industry's need today. Not only the curriculum is unique, but also internationally recognized. So we've recently, last year, presented this curriculum in the international forum where all the international business schools were present, and one of the best, appreciated curriculum which was there. And the gist of entire this thing is that this curriculum is aligned to the today's industry's needs. And some of the studies that came back and said, what is it that we would want our students to skilled for this kind of program. So we've specifically designed our curriculum according to that. So if some of you are interested, I will give you more details through mails in terms of the kind of curriculum that we have. But to give you very briefly, it's a T-shaped kind of a curriculum. We groom T-shaped professionals, which broadly means that the courses or that you will do will be divided into, some of them are conceptual courses, the other are contextual courses. So let's say if you look at the horizontal what you call bar of the tree that you can see on my screen, all the foundation courses and core courses would be completed at IFIM. When I say core courses, it means every course which is generally required for everyone to do with whichever curriculum that you take, whichever program that you participate in. These are the courses which everyone has to complete, and those compulsory core courses and foundation courses would be done at the IFIM Business School. Some of the practice courses, and we are very proud to present to you some of the practice courses which would be done at IFIM, except the industry immersion program, which will happen, in the partner universities. So we have, programs like social immersion program, where the students get chance to go to rural areas, interior areas, to find out what are their social problems, and we work on some specific problems, and we try and immerse our students into those areas. And it is something which is recognized not only in India but unique in India, where you actually get immersed into your social programs and the kind of society that we live in remote areas. So the student goes there, works with an NGO, comes back with works on a project and comes back with solutions in terms of how we could improve the life in those areas. And I think this is one of the most important programs where one really gets the complete exposure. We have also, programs like, execution courses, which is like our practice course, where the students learn the skills of execution. So as if you're working in any company where you have a project and where you execute that project while being a student there. So you have some of the practice courses. We've got, research incubation, again, one of the quality and the most award-winning program that we have, where every student goes through research incubation. They work on real-life problems in research areas and come out with those solutions. So like I said, core courses, practice courses, and the foundation courses would be completed in the IFIM Business School. When you look at the vertical part, some of the majors and minors could be taken here if somebody is interested in finance, marketing, and courses there. But the real part is your specialization, which is the functional specialization, which happens in one of those three areas, whether it is cyber security, digital forensic, or let us say business analytics or international business, happens at our partner school, either in US or in Australia, as per the person's choice. Well, so this was some of the things that we do. I'm very briefly going to take you through the terms that we have. So the students will complete foundation term, most likely, the term 1 and term 2 here, and will then proceed for electives there. So this is something that the program takes shape in IFIM Business School. The last block that you see on the extreme right is the industry internship program. But industry internship program, like I said, will happen there, which is either in the US or in the Australia. Okay. Okay. Some of the characteristics and some of the 7 anchors that I think I must speak on, which the business school lies, which will give you added advantage. I've already spoken in detail about the T-shaped professional. All right, there is something which I have not spoken, and I think I would now speak, with is our effort to make sure that the participants get holistic development. When I say holistic development, we have something which is called Personality Enhancement Program, which is a accredited course where students actually work on their health, well-being, and also in terms of their personality development, whether it is their presentations or their communications, etc. So we've got some smart hashtags which go along with our various programs. So we have hash like self smart or IFIM smart, which talks about communication skills. So it's a holistic, what you call kind of development that we encourage our students. Obviously, this program also is greatly into internationalization. So IFIM Global, IFIM, Global Smart is some of the hashtags that we use for this program. And it's like having a curriculum which is not only industry relevant to the latest industry needs, but also build on some very strong foundations, which will give improved what you call vision, improved what you call perspective to the students, and also works on the holistic development. If I come to the most important part, which is who's going to be teaching you. So today I think we take pride, and we've at various forums gone ahead and rightfully claimed that we are one of those best schools where we got a fantastic mix of faculty. Today, if we are to compare our faculty, I'll be proudly stating that we've got one of the best faculty colleagues here with us. You can see on the screen that we have, first of all, there's a great mix of industry as well as academia. So which means that the pedagogy that is adopted in the classrooms is based on real life experience, which means that, they will talk about real industry problems. And we've got some fantastic, people who've excelled in research, purely in academics. So you have a mix of both academics as well as industry, which brings in a comprehensive learning experience and pedagogy into the classroom. We've got people who have foreign exposure. We've got IITs and BITS. I myself from BITS Pilani. So you have IIM degrees and you've got IIM fellows. And I would encourage you to please go and look at our website, where you can find details of some of the faculties. And I would encourage you to specifically look for faculty like S.K. Chowdhury. You can look at Kalyan Sen Gupta. You can find out that these are some of those faculty which are really celebrated, and it will be very great on the students' part to learn from them, because it actually really enhances the experience in terms of the faculty that we have today. Okay, the slide that you see here is one of my favorite slides. Okay, so you see Adam Gilchrist here. He visited our institute and actually commended people who worked on Kanyathon project, which is one of the projects where the events that we hold every year, where we work for the girl child and we raise fund, and it's one of the events that has become extremely popular in Bangalore. And this year we saw some 7,000 participants in the marathon. We collected about 25 lakh, and the picture that you see here is Adam Gilchrist, who's also the ambassador of UOW University that I spoke about, and and he visited personally here and actually encouraged us. So hopefully maybe we could some of the students who would be interested in this program, maybe, I'm not too sure, but maybe we could organize a special session with Adam. All right, so now I have spoken to you the program in detail, and the salient features are 2 degrees, one from IFIM Business School, the other from UOW. It's a STEM program with 3 years optional training in the US. Both the institutes are fantastic to be with, to study there. And both the programs has got its individual features. University of Wollongong is like Master of Business Analytics or Master of International Businesses. In the end, let me tell you that since these are the 2 year programs split, you will have some credits. Okay, credits are basically once you earn credits when you complete courses successfully. So you will earn some credits in Bangalore, which is IFIM Business School, and some credits at partner school. And this is a unique proposition for you because all the schools are AACSB accredited, and we can exchange our credits, and therefore it enhances the learning experience of the students, and also work out to be very important in terms of duration and fees. Well, the fees of the program, let me come back to you is about is 18 lakh, which includes the fees at IFIM, which includes the fees as partners business school, which also includes the fees of first year hostel. So the 18 lakh also includes the partner business schools fees. What you need to add additionally is about 4 to 5 lakh rupees for your stay there. So if you look at the kind of proposition that we are presenting to you is a program which costs you 18 lakh and get 2 degrees, both from AACSB accredited schools, both from top international business schools, and also, you know, if one talks about the ROIs, I've just explained median salary of about 80,000, what you call, US dollars for Sunny is something that I presented to you. So this was from my side in terms of what the proposition is. If you have any questions, I would love to take those questions. But I think with this program, you would be set to achieve your international, careers. Let me also, take a pause here before I end my presentation and explain to you the current situation. See, most of us, or at least some of us, would really like to study abroad and go there and pursue careers in the international, environment to make sure that they have global careers. But currently, our situation does not permit us because of the situation of, COVID-19 that we have. It's very unfortunate that we have this situation now, and therefore most of us would have to halt their program, their plans at least for a year to go abroad. But here is a program that, if enrolled into this program without wasting, of your 1 year, you can get 2 years and also achieve your international dreams. Independently, if this program was to be priced, it would have been 16 lakhs from IFIM and probably about 25 to 30 lakhs 1 year program from there. But the dual degree currently, the proposition, because we've got attractive scholarships for IFM specifically from these two schools, we are able to offer this program at 18 lakhs. So this is all that I had from my side. I'm not too sure if Dr. Atish is there with us currently, or he's moved on to the other meetings because he had some other important meetings too. But this is all from my side. And I can take some questions.
Yeah, I can take 4-5 questions.
Okay, so the first question, I mean, we've already answered a lot of questions. Scholarship opportunities is one thing if you would want to really address again, scholarship opportunities.
Okay, so the point is this, that we already have this for scholarship scheme from Sunny, which is happening. UW is also the same thing. If you independently look at the programs, it is priced somewhere around 26,000 USD. Okay, if you just look at Sunny's program. Okay, now because of the fact that we are a AACSB accredited institution and our partnership, this program is already having a heavy scholarship from Sunny, and that is why the program cost today, including IFIM, comes to, and the hostel comes to 16 lakhs. Otherwise, if you look at it, 26,000 USD, only tuition fees at Sunny would have been somewhere around, 20 lakhs, okay, just for Sunny. So this is already, there is a scholarship. But for meritorious students, you can apply for scholarship to us, and we can then consider if there is anything additional which can be awarded. You can make separate application for that.
Yes. There is another question, 100% placement or not. So I know this is a favorite question that everybody asks us, 100% placement or no. So Dr. Atish, what is it that you have to say on this one?
See, if you look at it, this is a program, both the programs, if you look at Sunny, it is of cyber operations, which is a very niche area and an emerging area. Same thing about digital business analytics, which is being offered in Australia. And I think Rakesh showed a slide saying that Sunny's median salary of their graduating batch is 80,000 USD. And with a degree from Sunny, which is one of the top universities in US, and or from Sydney Business School in Sydney, I don't find any reason why one should not get a good career and a good placement opportunity. I think it is very much inbuilt in the program. And if somebody asks me who should go for this program, this question may be asked. Okay. And having been in, what we call some of the top schools like SPJMR, IMT Ghaziabad, and MICA, and at some point in time, I had also been the chair of placement in one of the institutions. So, from my experience, what I can say is, now this program is for those who would have thought that I would get into a top school, say, A, B, C, XLRI, SPJMR, this kind of a school. And on that day, I did not perform very well. I ended up with, say, 85 percentile. Now, what are my options? My options are very clear. I cannot get into the top schools, the ABCL of the world, or the XLRI, SPJM, or MDIs of the world. Okay. Rest, I am not sure about the placement. If you really go back to the facts and check some of the balanced schools, you will find that the data is really challenging. Okay. And I don't want to comment. Now, if I had to really look at options, then I would look at it, how do I look at my, what would my expenses, if I had have got into, say, a top IIM? My expenses would have been around 25 lakhs because the course fee is around 23 lakhs plus my living expenses would make it around 25 lakhs. In this program, my total expenses will be 16 plus another 4, which is 20 lakhs. Okay, so it is, it is going to come to around 22 to 23 lakhs, 16 plus 2, 18 lakhs, plus around 4 lakhs, so 22 lakhs. And if I look at an median salary of 80,000 USD, which is around 56 lakhs, and 3 years work visa is there. So I really recover my investments in less than 1 year, if I had to say. And for me, I would have probably considered this option right up, okay, in the pecking order. If I don't get into, I'm naming the schools, IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, Lucknow, XLRI, SPJMR, MDI, and FMS. So beyond these 8, any other school, if I compare the placement vis-a-vis what I can look forward at Sydney or at SUNY, I think this compares much more favorably. And Bank of Baroda offers a, financing, which is loan of 20 lakhs without security, okay, without any collateral, so to say. I think the other second advantage right now is, I always believe in a contra approach. So when everybody buys, one should sell. When everybody sells, one should buy. Okay. Like a lot of people have, when I joined SPJMR, a lot of people would not believe that it was somewhere around 19th rank institution when I even took over as a PGP chair. And normal situation will be go and join a good IIM. I'm talking about from my own placement perspective. Now I joined SPJMR because it was at that point in time upcoming and it paid me rich dividends. A lot of people ask me this question, leaving IMT Ghaziabad and joining IFIM as a director, is it a good decision? I always felt that's a great decision because it is always important to be with the next winner than the guy who has already is the winner. Okay, so if you look at today's situation, not many people will be taking up courses which will end up in US or Australia because most people cannot land up directly today. This program provides an opportunity for those who get in to actually be in that advantage because all others are not going, you are going next year and you are part of that program. And there is no risk. Why there is no risk? Because already you are getting an Indian degree and you are with a good Indian school. So anytime you want to come back to India, you have got an Indian degree. Anytime you want to get into US or Australia, you have got a international degree. In Delhi, people used to tell me, "Dono haath mein laddu." If you have to talk about a program jahan dono haath mein laddu hai, I think Rakesh, this is the program.
Absolutely. Yes, so and Ajay has asked this question twice about fees. Let me just clarify to Ajay again. Ajay, the fees is 18 lakh rupees, which includes the fees for both the institutes, which is IFIM and the partner institute. It does not include visa, accommodation and travel, to which we've already answered. About 5.5 lakh has to be kept aside. So the fees is 18 lakhs, including the first year hostel fees at IFIM. I hope I made myself clear.
And the second part of the question is, do you need a guarantor for education loan? See, the fact that you are getting a loan without collateral, okay, from even a nationalized bank like Bank of Baroda, is a clear indicator that the bank has done the due diligence to actually look at the strength of the program. Now, whether you need a guarantor or not, I think that's the decision of the bank. You have to really go and look at it. Okay. But I think for an education loan, the fact that you are in a what I call institution, that is good enough, and you should be able to get the loan. I don't think it is going to be an issue. Okay, EOW is better than Melbourne or not? The question is that, again, as I said, as far as the student learning experience is concerned, EOW is far, far better, among the top 5 in QS, correct, Rakesh? And it is also ranked in the top 50 in the QS. And now you compare with the Indian schools, none of the IITs are also there in the top 100. What is the selection process of the program? The selection process is very simple. You have a written test and followed by a group exercise and then an interview. Right now, what is going to happen is all that will be done online, just like we are doing this seminar. Over to you, Rakesh. Yeah, it is an online process. No, it is through Zoom. So just to give you an example, somebody is asking Ajay Maken that whether it will be through Skype or Zoom. I think we are the one institution which very quickly got ourselves oriented with the online or the virtual way of teaching learning. Since lockdown, just to give you some figures, we have conducted 593 sessions with an average attendance of 66. Number one. Two, we have conducted 1708 unique examinations with a 96% attendance, which was done. Students appeared from home and it was all proctored. We have done 31 webinars. We have done around 15 odd fitness sessions and 11 workshops. Okay. So we can, and all the meetings are happening through Microsoft Teams. So I don't think that we are remotely operating. That is not an issue. Okay. When will the batch start? The batch is scheduled to start in 3rd week of July. And hopefully we should start on time. Yeah, July. Any other point? If the lockdown continues, that is another question which has been asked. See, we are, as we said, that we are fully operational even in spite of the lockdown. So I don't think that we need to learn to live with the lockdown. We need to learn to live with the lockdown. See, life is not going to be the same again. Internship is abroad. full brochures of the program, all the what I call, I think the details of the program are available online, and already I think we have answered most of the questions. Okay. So I think even if the question there was like, Rakesh, if the lockdown continues, I said we are fully operational. So even if they are locked down, we will continue.
Okay, I just wanted to check the curriculum is another question, and I think we have curriculum there on the thing. So he wants to check the curriculum. Maybe you'll have to get back separately. And Prachi, if you are there, maybe you can get back separately and make sure that the curriculum is available.
My only response to that is we were the only institution from India to be invited in the AACSB's annual conference last year around this time. Today, Facebook reminded me that ICAM, which is the international conference and the annual meet of AACSB, where we were invited to present our curriculum. And I think our curriculum today is acknowledged as one of the curriculums which really integrates the industry. Just to give you how our curriculum curriculum was prepared. Post my joining in 2018 and Rakesh joining as the dean, we did a very extensive survey of the industry, which were through a structured questionnaire where there was a response of 292 odd industry senior practitioners. We did 3 roundtables, one in Delhi, one in Bangalore, and one in Mumbai. 43 CXOs participated. The report which came out was the Industry 4.0 needs, IFIM, NHRD and Industry 4.0 needs, because NHRD and the National Human Resources Development Network was the partner. And as an outcome of that curriculum, we came up, outcome of that finding of the industry need, we came up with the curriculum where the Board of Studies chairman was, Professor A. Parasuraman, the guru of service quality. And that is how the curriculum got finalized. I think the last date of application is 30th April. Am I correct, Rakesh?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, 30th April, I think.
Okay, so
Rakesh, I need to take a break now. I am leaving. Okay.
Yeah, I think we've also.
I told them 15 minutes late I will be joining, so I've given them a hard stop of 3:30.
Yeah, so I think almost all questions have been answered there, and if there are some additional questions, maybe we can take them later.
So I am leaving. Thank you so much. Thanks to all of you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. In case we don't have any other questions.
ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ನೀನೇ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸು ನಾನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ
Thank you. Thank you so much.